Yeah, I'm a weirdo. Yeah, weirdos run the world. They're the only ones that win. Like in the history of time, only the people that was super smart and got classified as weird really won stuff. I said, please, I'm glad I'm a weirdo. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me.
In 2017, a 37-year-old ex-convict from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania with a gift for gab had an idea. After spending time in and out of Philly's juvenile detention system as a teenager, Wallace Peeples was convicted of armed robbery in 1997 and served 20 years in prison. Upon his release, he immediately jumped into the world of digital media, using his voice to advocate for reform and becoming a media mogul in his own right. And it all started with one idea.
Sound speeds. Cameras? Camera speed. Camera speed.
Go. Welcome to Idea Generation.
Thank you, man, for having me, man.
Really honored to have you, sir.
Thank you.
A very big fan of everything that you've done. I'm curious, what is the most important or exciting thing that you've learned in 2024?
Everybody can't go.
Explain.
You know, a lot of times people, put in your life for a reason, a season, sometime a lifetime. But a lot of people just not meant to go with you.
So what inspired that revelation?
You just see things. You see people, when you start to grow, you just be wanting more sometimes, and you start to change your style and your approach to work, to life, to the way you see things, and you realize that like everybody can't go because everybody, and even though you want people to go with you, but you just be like, damn, everybody can't because they hold the lack of discipline won't allow them to go.
You're known as an incredible orator, and as someone that has to speak extemporaneously, someone that I'm very personally jealous of. How much preparation do you put into, when you go on these sort of long expositions?
Nothing. I just go and speak from the heart. I think everybody got a God-given talent, and that was mine, to be able to speak to people, move people, encourage people, challenge people. I just go from the heart and the mind, and it just come out.
How old were you when you noticed that you had this gift?
I think real young, because I always was like I thought I was a comedian, class clown, and even down the way, and when I was in the streets, I was always humorous. I was always upbeat. I wanted to lighten the mood, because I never liked to be in a dangerous or dark environment too long. And I ain't talking about location, I'm just talking about the energy sometimes. And they'd be like, yo, it's lighten up. It ain't got to be that, But I used to say all types of stuff. And they used to cool the situation down sometimes.
Well, you talk about how humor is so key to everything that you've done, both in the street and in prison, but also as a media personality, sort of packaging, commodifying, your message.
You gotta understand, if you can make somebody laugh, you can make them listen. And laughter don't got no race, no color, no age, no gender. Laughter is like the only thing in the world that everybody want. That's one of the things that we all could agree upon, no matter where you at in life, you want to laugh. My biggest early supporter, my whole life, my grandma, Nanny. Nanny always knew that I was gonna do something or be something, but I didn't know. She knew before I knew. Because when I was out here doing a bunch of dumb shit in the streets, she always say, one day you gonna get it, baby. You gonna get it one day. To be able to show her before she leave this planet that I could do right, and everything she said, she said to me came true, that I was gonna be something someday. That was everything. Nanny, 90 years old right now, and she been supporting me since I came out of my mother. She always been down for me.
Growing up, looking at your mother and your grandmother who, were working 9-to-5s, how did their careers and their sort of, professional lives inform your aspirations?
I wanted to be in the streets, so it was a little different.
You just rejected it completely?
No, I didn't really. They was outnumbered. They was outnumbered by the streets, and your mom and dad telling you do good, but you got to go to school. You walking out here in the community, and everybody doing the opposite, and it looked like they winning. I knew what I was doing, but I wanted to be a part of the American dream, and I believe that in America, they platform, they highlight, and they respect the successful criminal. So I said I needed to be that. They love Scarface. They love Goodfellas. They love Godfather. They love it. They love Heat. And America was built on crime. So I'm like, I might as well get down and try to steal my part of the American dream and figure it out while I work hard for it. So that's what I was thinking growing up.
Going to jail for the first time at 11 is, hard to imagine, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
As an adult looking back and seeing what an 11-year-old looks like, how do you think about that?
I never thought I'd make it this far. You see what I'm saying? I thought I'd be expired by now. So many of my friends was making it, and it's just like, damn, this is our life. I never knew that I would come up out of the street mentality and that mindset and that energy. Because I'm thinking this is just what it is. And everybody, either they do jail time and they die. So to see it now, it's like, wow. June 30th of 1990. It seemed like yesterday it was so far away, but it's like, I never knew that I would become to this point at this mindset and be able to let go of yesterday, because I thought yesterday was all that mattered.
After you get locked up the first time in adult prison, you have a fairly gnarly set of experiences learning the game and come out to basically only go back in after 9 months. What was that ride back to prison like? What were you thinking in that moment?
The longest ride ever. Cause you shackled up, you got the belt on, you got the cuffs on, and then the chain going from your belt all the way down to the shackles on your legs. And you just like this, looking out the window like, man, it's gonna be the last time I see a lot of this stuff. Looking as you leaving city skyline, you like, damn, I ain't gonna see that for years. You're just gonna see the woods. In some prisons you ain't gonna see that if they got a wall up there. So it was just like, it was the longest ride. That was the last long ride I took, for real.
How far into that second stint in jail did you start to unpack all of this all these cross currents within you?
It took some years. Took years. And then it started connecting.
What was the catalyst? What was the moment?
Me realizing I was in jail for being somebody that I wasn't.
In order to get yourself emotionally and mentally in a place where you could start to move forward, you had to go through a fairly painful process of accountability and reconciling, roles of agency and personal responsibility, community and culture, and then obviously systemic issues that landed you in prison. What was the most challenging or painful part of that process?
The battle of accountability. I think a lot of people don't want to be accountable for their actions. A lot of us sometimes, we just want to, but when you could be accountable and say, damn, I'm here because of me, that's everything. That's the greatest thing that's going to happen to you. It's painful, but once the battle, and you stop battling, you're like, oh, all right. This is what it's about. I'm in life, and the place and the position that I'm in this part of my life is because of my actions and only mine. Everything opened up for you. My biggest advantage is that most people on the planet, they're not going to get in my way. Most people on the planet abandon their dreams. Most people on the planet, they're going to make a bunch of excuses. Most people on the planet, they're going to be planning for 5, 6, 7 years while I'm going to just be executing, and then I'll figure that shit out as I get inside of the plan. Because a lot of times, everybody's sitting around, they're waiting for somebody else. They're waiting for somebody to put them on. They're waiting for somebody to encourage them. They're waiting for somebody to blame. I'm just waiting to get up in the morning so I could go out here and kick people's ass and make shit happen.
How were you able to maintain the discipline and the focus on who you could be on the outside when you're, 20 years old, 22, 23 years old, thinking about being out at almost 40?
In the state prison, Pennsylvania, you go buy a TV. Over commissary, you have a TV in your cell, but you have access to certain channels. So I used to watch the Travel Channel, and my guy, of all people, Anthony Bourdain, that was my guy. He showed you how he was on drugs, he got his life together, good top flight chef. He traveled the world and introduced me to different cultures through the television. So Anthony Bourdain opened my eyes up. And I said, damn, it ain't no time limit on success.
Someone else who was very influential on you during that period while you were locked up, I know, was George Lois, who is a personal hero of mine as well.
Let me tell you something. I never heard of George Lois, but I ordered the book, Damn Good Advice. I read it, and I'm like, hold up. I realized that this the guy in the TV show, but they made Mad Men about. He was an advertising genius. And I go through the book, I'm like, this dude is he's like a beast. And it was like, I didn't know that I was a marketer when I was writing on the walls in the streets of Philadelphia. But that's when I really started marketing and didn't know.
You talk a lot about forgiveness and whether that's, your relationship with your mother or your older brother, being able to accept other people's shortcomings and live with them seems to be something that, was another one of the major turning points for you. What sort of opened your eyes to that, and what was the process like of actually turning the corner?
I think it's just that understanding that, like, I'm not perfect myself. Who am I to judge you? I've been messing up all this time. So I think when that hit, you just really start, it's come with growth too. You just like, man, I'm tripping. Everybody mess up, everybody not perfect. Why do I want people to be perfect to me and I ain't perfect to nobody else? And perspective is one of the most important things in life, how you see things. And my perspective changed on a lot of things.
I would imagine that hope is something that is both, inspiring, but also somewhat dangerous when you're in the kind of situation that you were in, being locked up. What was your relationship with hope like?
I was a hopeful person because I'm very optimistic.
How do you maintain that?
Because for some reason, all my life, tomorrow always was better than yesterday. It's like you gonna go through some shit, but you gonna grow through some shit too. It's like, and they say God gonna test you and he ain't gonna bless you. I believe in that shit. So it's like, all right, cool. This the moment. I gotta deal with this right now for what's coming tomorrow. Because think about this. I feel as though it's always sun after rain.
Tell me about the Book of Life.
The Book of Life is everything. That's that notebook, man. It's just where you writing everything. Everybody should have a Book of Life. It's really a journal, but it's just you just be writing everything down, all type of ideas. You think of something, you write it down. You might see something in a magazine. Write it down, something that you want to remember to get to when you could get to it. So me being in jail, I couldn't get to a lot of things. So that was why I used to write down, I got to remember this. I got to remember this. Damn, okay. This type of camera, what's that? This type of external hard drive, I need this for this. This type of computer. This type of printer, I used to write everything down. I might see something oh damn, I want to go to that restaurant. Oh, I want to get that type of peanut butter. It was always something I was writing down. My ideas come from the ghetto 80s ghetto music. It come from just a thirst to win in life. The thirst coming up out of poverty. You got this thirst, and that you like, I want better for myself. I want better for my family. And once you realize the creativity and how destruction become art. Growing up, we looked at graffiti as, oh, that's destruction, but it was art. It also was a form of marketing. Even if you think about rap music, the sound of it, everybody went against it when it first came, that noise. Turn that noise down. You always hear people say that. So it was just like the thirst to win and come about of struggle. it's like struggle is where the greatest ideas come from. And I'm always close to struggle. No matter what year it is, I still connect to yesterday. And it gives me, just thoughts. It creates thoughts that I probably never had, but it come from that place, just that struggle in the hood.
In 2013, you get access to your first iPhone, and I'm curious sort of what was going through your head as you open up Instagram and you log in for the first time and start your profile. What were your ambitions and what was your aspirations and what did you think you could do with that tool?
I heard about it, but I didn't know what it was. And just seeing it messed my mind up. I was like, yo, it was amazing. I couldn't believe it. I just couldn't believe that people could connect with people all over the world on this platform. I'm like, what? Oh, this is unbelievable. Because when you get locked up, you're stuck in a time that don't exist no more. You be locked up for 10 years. So it's like, I was locked up all this time. And I finally, it's up, it's on. And I went on there and I just started studying.
And what were you learning?
The first thing I learned that the timeline is a battle for attention. Everybody's battling to grab your attention. So I said, when I get out, okay, I'm gonna do videos that's gonna grab the connection. It's gonna connect with people because I got to battle with the girl that's naked. I got to battle with the rapper. I got to battle with the athlete. I got to battle with, so my content is going to be based off of grabbing your attention immediately. I might be doing a motivational speak. I'm running across the highway, 18-wheeler coming. You think I'm going to get hit? Come over and I might be laying on the ground with ketchup on my head, telling you don't wait until it's too late, get out the streets. I might be laying in the casket, whatever. I was doing things to grab your attention and give you a message. And I started, and it worked.
While serving his time, Wallo began to reconcile his past life and resolved to reshape his future. He became an avid reader, learning business and marketing insights he'd soon put to use. And when a smuggled iPhone allowed Wallo to interact with the outside world, he began building his community.
Peep gang, this is $1,000 right here. This is $1,000 in cash. And once again, that's the book of life. That's where that game at. But this is $1,000 in cash. I mean, $1,000. Now look, I just walked out of the penitentiary Saturday morning. You understand? Saturday morning, I walk out the pen. I'm going to take this $1,000, right? That $1,000 you see, and that game that I got, all legit. I'm doing all legit. I'm gonna turn this $1,000 to $100,000. I'm gonna turn that $100,000 to $1 million, and I'm gonna turn that $1 million to $100 million. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take care of my family, and I'm gonna establish generational wealth. And if I could do it, you can. I only been home a couple days, and I'm ready to turn it the fuck up, and I'm not playing no games. And if I could turn up, you could turn up. Don't never let nobody tell you what you can't do, because if I could do it, you could do it, and if you could see it, you could be it. And it's real like that. That $1,000 right there.
So take me back to 2017, February.
Walk out of the joint.
You walk out, and 4 days later, you post on Instagram your first video where you, in no uncertain terms, lay out your mission statement.
$1,000.
$1,000, you're going to turn it into $10,000, into $100,000, into $1 million and $100 million.
Yep.
Take me through the sort of thought process and the strategy that went into the hours or minutes that led up to you pressing record on that.
I just did it. I was in my grandma's middle room. You know, like I'm living in my grandma's middle room. I don't have my own spot. She got me a bed the same size as my prison bed, a twin-size bed. I used to laugh so much. Like my grandma used to be like, why you laugh? I laugh for two reasons. Number one, when I started doing my videos and stuff, people thought I was crazy because I'm running down the street screaming and yelling, they think I'm crazy. And number two, I was just laughing because I couldn't believe how sweet it was out here. How it was filled with a bunch of complainers, lazy people. It was so much dreamless, and nobody would dream no more. I'm like, damn, everybody abandoned their dreams. And I felt like I was in a whole world by myself. And nobody knew what was going on but me. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna destroy this shit. Okay, come on, keep laughing at me. I'm laughing at you. You laughing at me because I'm different. I'm laughing at y'all because y'all all the same. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. Yeah, weirdos run the world. They're the only ones that win. Like in the history of time, only the people that was super smart and got classified as weird really won stuff. I said, please, I'm glad I'm a weirdo. Thank you. Thank you for blessing me. You know, in order to be a winner in this world, you gotta have the haters. Haters is your marketing team. Let them work. So the way I look at that is like, oh man, you ain't doing nothing until you start getting hated on. And a lot of times when the critique come from people that they abandoned their dreams. They're not doing shit in life anyway. So it's like, okay, yeah, you're supposed to hate me. I know you lost. I won. So that's a package deal. So I don't even look at that. I just look at that like, yeah, I'm kicking their ass. I'm winning.
So you start doing these videos in the spring of 2017, and you're gaining more and more followers.
Yeah.
When did you first monetize the account and actually make your first dollar out of prison for being Wallo267?
I was already selling. I was already selling my T-shirts.
Really?
I came home. I'm selling my T-shirts.
Yeah, take me through the process.
When I come home, I already had the plan, like what I was going to do. I had ideas for shirts. I go buy some wholesale T-shirts. I'm getting my shirts printed. I'm printing shirts for $5, and when I'm printing the shirts for $5, I'm selling for like $25. So
where are you selling them?
I'm selling them out the trunk. So I had a plan. I said, I'm gonna get up every day and I'm gonna sell 10 shirts. I'm gonna make $250 a day. And I would stack it. But later on, one day, I was doing the commercials because that's when I started. I was like, man, I'm gonna do these commercials.
Oh, so this is when you start doing selling spots, like selling inventory on your handle to local businesses?
No, I wasn't selling it at first. I was doing it for free.
Really?
One of the greatest marketers in the history of life in the urban communities was Crazy Eddie. You remember Crazy Eddie?
Oh, yeah.
He was a legend.
Amazing.
So I'm like, okay, I'm Crazy Wally. How about that? Bang. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to these businesses, and I would go to businesses, no money. They ain't had to give me no money, but I knew I was a marketer. I said, I'm a marketer, I know how to market. I go to these businesses, hey, Noah, what's going on, man? You got this barbecue shack? Yeah, man. Can I do a commercial for you? Like, commercial? Like, I'm like, no, it's gonna be for free. I'm gonna put it on my social media, I got some followers. I just wanna, help promote businesses, because I'm always thinking about Anthony Bourdain, and I'm like, damn, in the cities, it'll be a business, and you 10, 15 blocks away from it and won't even know that it's there. So I kept doing it. Then one day somebody called Gil, and he was like, yo, Gil, man, wow, how much you be charged for that? So cuz was like, yo, man, somebody got something they want to pay you. I said, man, I be doing it for free. He said, what? Man, somebody got $300 for you, man. Oh, I went and got it. It changed. That's when the game changed. So I started doing the joints for $300. And then after that, I just kept going up, $300, $500. How many people make $500 for a minute?
That's crazy.
But whatever, I'm going from business to business and keep going up, $500, $700. And then on that year, I did my first major speaking joint. I did a lot of speaking joints, but a guy named Big Business in Philadelphia doing business and all that, he had a joint called, these real estate forums. Like I'm talking about, there's like 700, 800 people in the joint. So he called me like, yo, he seen me on South. She's like, yo, man, I want you to come through and speak at the joint. I'm like, all right, bet. He had like 700 people. It's at Temple University on a Saturday. I go through there, 15 minutes, I shut that joint down, do my thing. He's like, Ben, I'm like, hey, you come to me. He said, Monday, come see me, man, I'm gonna pay you. I go there Monday, I'm talking to him, he give me a check, I'm cool, I put it in my pocket, I ain't thinking about it. I had this beat up minivan, right? I get in the minivan, go in my pocket, grab the check. 2,500, 15 minutes. I said, oh shit. Cause I'm always thinking about minutes. I'm like, damn, per minute, this is how I'm getting this. Think about it. How many people get 2,500 for 15 minutes?
That's great.
That was back then. You know what I'm saying? But it was like I just kept monetizing through that, boom, 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 and I just kept speaking, getting book. And I'm coming from the street mentality. So you know how people got rates. People like, damn, what's your rate? So after that, he gave me that 2,500 for speaking. Man, I ain't got 2,500, man. Could you come through for 1,200? Here, I'll be there. I'm pulling up. So I'm taking everything off the ground because I'm building my empire. Like, cause I'm looking at it like, damn, I did a, not even a minute robbery. It got me 20 years in prison. Now I could do a minute video. Don't spend no time in prison, get this money. Oh, okay. So I'm adding it up. I'm like, and I just kept running it up, building. It just turned into something special.
Take me through from there. What happens next in the story of Wallo?
I just kept growing. TED Talks.
Yes. Let's talk about the TED Talk.
I Forgive My Brother's Killer. That's the first one. I did 3 of them.
Okay.
That was important in TED Talk because I wanted to share my story because so many people in America, especially in the inner cities of America, they lose somebody. And when you lose somebody in the ghetto, Nothing is more higher in the ghetto than revenge. How I'm going to be looked at if I don't revenge my brother, my cousin, my sister, whoever deaf. I just wanted to share my story and what I did because I know it will help so many people that's going through losing somebody, especially through gun violence. You lose somebody and you be sent back like, oh, I got to do this, I got to do. No, you ain't got to do nothing. All you got to do is live and love. If you can live and love after death, come closer to your family, come closer to the people that love, it would, I'm telling you, it'd be different for you and it'd take a lot of false responsibility off your back.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like the realization that you could break those cycles is what created all the opportunity for you from, that was the real inflection point. And I think that TED Talk kind of puts a fine point on that. Tell me about forgiving your brother in the first place for introducing you to the game.
I think that was the greatest thing I did because, you think like, damn, you put me in the game, you put, but then you be like, I ain't had to say, I ain't put no gun to my head, it was a force. I could have said no, but I wanted to and I was excited about it. So it was accountability to that. Like even as a minor, you know right from wrong. So I think it was just refreshing because I think the greatest thing you could do is forgive. When you carrying anger, when you carrying frustration, when you carrying just madness, it deteriorates your energy and it stop you from really going to the next levels of life. Have I ever felt, oh yeah, I was going to jail most of my life. I kept waking up in the cell. I was like, oh shit, this ain't working. I keep losing. The only thing different than me and most people is that I didn't give up, but I kept taking L. I kept failing, but I just never gave up. So, I'm probably under the definition of failure.
So now you're selling t-shirts, you've got the ad spots going and the speaking engagements going. Next comes, where's Wallo?
Oh man, Smoke Dizza, shout out to him. Smoke Dizza out of Harlem, that's my brother. He's one of the first people, him, and there's a brother named Bugsy from Philly. They the first people albums I got on. Was doing music and I was speaking. I spoke on the tape. So I go up there and I'm doing some music with I'm speaking over this song with Smoke Dizza. I'm at Cinematic, Johnny Shipe spot. So one day he's like, yo man, Johnny wanna holler at you. I'm like, all right, cool. I go up there, me and Johnny K, I'm like, yo man, I'm ready to start this joint called Where's Wallo, this, that, third. Johnny Shipes was the first dude that was like, you can bring it over Cinematic, what you want. You know what I mean? He was one of the first dudes that was gonna write me a check in the media space, the first. So I left, me and my homeboy, we together at the time, me and my homeboy Blaze, we lead the joint. And when we leave, we driving back. He look at me, right? We driving back, he look at me, he like, you got something. I said, what you mean? He said, man, Johnny just offered you some paper, man. That means you got something to bring it over there, man. You could do this shit yourself. I'm like, man, I am gonna do it myself. I'm like, I'm gonna start my YouTube and do it myself. Now, I ain't had no YouTube, and I'm gonna start from scratch. I'm gonna build. He like, yeah, that's the move. I'm like, damn.
Was it hard to walk away from the upfront money?
No, because I was already making money.
Okay.
See, I don't need to make a lot of money. I'm the type of person is, you can take everything, I can lose everything I got right now. Cars, all the money. If I got me in studio apartment, costs a couple $, I don't mind paying as less if it got little roaches and little mice. I can handle that. I can exterminate my own situation. I know how to trap it up and all that. As long as it's budget worthy, I got some good Wi-Fi, a MacBook phone, I'm gonna take over the world. So when I said I'm gonna start that, Where's Wallo? The first episode, I called Meek. Like, yo, Meek. He was coming to North Philly to do this, one of the biggest give backs we ever had. So I'm like, all right, bet, let me call Meek. It's Christmas time. He's like, yeah, wow, come down here, man, I got you. We're gonna do it after we finish passing the toys. And that's when Where's Wallo started. And everybody jumped on it, T.I., Meek. Everybody just started jumping on it because it was a platform that was different. And I would pull up and they was real comfortable with me because I come from where they come from and they speak in a different way. But Meek Mills was the first episode that launched Where's Wallo? And it was on after that.
I'm Wallo267 and you right here tuned in to Where's Wallo. I'm right here with the one and only Meek Mills.
Now, how do you feel about the state of hip hop right now?
I think a lot of people making good music. It's just that a lot of music.
Obviously, your follower count is starting to grow and scale probably dramatically at this point. You know, what are the benchmarks? What are the things that you're looking at as a business owner, to sort of judge your own success?
I always look at big companies like they spending too much money. I'm like, oh, I could do that, but I could do it easier and cheaper. And I could take media straight to the people, it's by the people, for the people that's watching it. And I could give them a different look and a different outlook on it. And my turnaround time, and I could put this shit out quicker.
How did you think about the actual product and the interviews? What was your strategy and how did you prepare? And, what were you trying to deliver to the marketplace?
If you go back and you look at Rap City and all that with Fab Five Freddy, you remember Fab Five Freddy was on the truck with NWA and all that? He was going into the community. I was like, nobody doing that. Nobody was pulling right up on people. I'm coming wherever you at. Yo, man, I'm trying to come. All right, man, I'm in the jungle right now. What jungle? How can I get there? Does the airplane come there? I'm coming. I know that all I needed was my backpack. That's all I needed was my backpack because my tripod fit in my backpack and a table. And I know nothing supersede the content. Nothing. Content is everything. What is they talking about? And that's all that matter. And that's what I was on.
With his bootstrap media empire already growing, Wallo identified a market opportunity in the world of podcasting. Acting quickly, Wallo partnered with his cousin Gilly the King, creating $1 million worth of game and cementing Wallo's status as a mogul of new media.
When you do an interview, how do you judge the success of it?
I judge it by the energy. And I judge it by how free somebody is with speaking about their journey. That's when you know you're a good interview. When somebody's not holding back and that's when the interview is good. It's not about views. See, a lot of people, you can't measure impact on culture by views. There's dudes that get millions and millions and millions of followers for an interview episode, but they don't have no impact on culture. The true monetization come when it's unmonetizable, meaning impact on culture, you can't look at no metrics and put a price on that. That's a negotiation. I don't have to negotiate numbers. I'm negotiating what's not negotiable because you can't really negotiate this. You can't because you don't even know where to start. Because you saying, I'm coming to you, Wallo, or I'm coming to you, Gil, I'm coming to y'all because of the impact that y'all have and the place that y'all hold that we never seen nobody really hold before. It's not forced. It's not manufactured. When you make it, you build it, they're going to come.
It was Spotify's acquisition of Gimlet that actually inspired you guys to make the podcast in the first place.
That when I looked at that joint and it said Spotify allocate $400 million in the first quarter of 2019, that's what I woke Gil up and said, get up, we got to crack the mics out.
How long until you guys recorded the first episode?
It didn't take that long, days, right? Weeks, days. But next day we was at, a couple of days later, we was at the bank opened up the $1 million worth of game bank. You know what I mean? I'm talking about, this how I knew we was ahead of the game because $1 million worth of game trademark was established more than the other podcasts that was out here. They didn't even have their trademarks yet.
How long did you think you were going to have to do it unmonetized before?
Oh, no. Oh, we wasn't unmonetized.
Oh, okay. You were.
From the rip, as soon as we started, I'm running around getting sponsorships. Springfield Hyundai was a big sponsor. Anybody know us from the beginning? They know about Backdoor Bobby when you go to Springfield Hyundai, get you a car. They know about Boys Funeral Home, trucking companies, I'm talking about that, you name it. So we was running around here selling sponsorship early in the game. We was already making money. Success is a feeling. It's a feeling to be happy. It's happy without anything outside of you. That's success to me. You could be a dog trainer and be just successful with the fact that every time you train a dog, it's like, oh man, they getting it. They getting it quick and you getting better at that. Or you could just be a person that just love life and you just happy where you at in life. I think that's success. I think a lot of times we associate success with things, trophies and award. Man, that shit don't mean nothing. Success is a personal thing that that only you can describe. That's what I believe success is.
you guys have this revelation that there is this opportunity in the market. And within a week or two, you go from that to a logo, a name, and actually recording your first episode. Where in that did you cook up the actual strategy of the product and what, how you're going to be differentiated in the marketplace and all that stuff?
Because we was already cooking it by ourselves, and then athletes, artists, they just started hitting us up like, yo, I want to get on the show. Okay. We was just me and Gil.
So it started with just the two of
you
guys
just
talking?
Me and Gil. We wasn't planning on. And they was like, all right. We was like, all right, come on, bring it on. And they came, and it took it to another level. And the people that the sports media couldn't get, the people that the other platforms couldn't get, we just kept getting them. When we started $1 million worth of game, first day we come out, April 17th, we number 2 in comedy and like number 4 in all categories on Apple.
And this is all just off of your Instagram.
The first day.
Gitly's social.
That's it. People wanted it. 6 months later, the phone rang. Hello, hey, how you doing? Is this Wallo? Yeah, this Wallo. Middle-aged white voice. I know the difference. Yeah, this Wallo. Hey, man, I got a deal for you, man. I think we need to talk. He said, is Gil around? I said, hold up, I'm gonna get him on the phone. Because his vocal tone, his calmness, his seriousness, this some money. I know this money. Call Gil. Yo, Gil, got somebody on the phone. He's like, yo, what's up, man? Who this? I'm Courtney Hope. I said, me. As he doing it, I'm on other phone. Shoot it to Gil. This dude ran all types of company, corporations, Sony, Disney, At that time, Courtney Hurt was the head of Spotify. He said, yeah, man, I'm thinking about, bringing you guys over to Spotify. And this was the scariest phone call that I ever had because he said something and it shook me up. He said, so what do you want? What's the number? And he already scared me with what do you want? That's lawyer talk. Mm-hmm. Get that shit to legal. Because my whole thing is like, get the offer over there to legal. Because offers get you offers. He said, all right, here's my email. I'm going to send you guys the official email. We could start from there. He sent it. And then next week, we was talking to Barstool. So it just, man, when you build it, they coming. Yeah, my ultimate creative goal is to just keep creating until I stop breathing. It's not like one thing. You know how people, it's just, my shit is just to keep getting busy. Like my happiness, a lot of people say, Wallo, what do you do for fun? Make shit happen. Go and create something new. That's my fun. Some people, I'm like, damn, what you want me to say? Go to the bar, get smashed, or just go to party all the time? I don't care about parties. I don't care about that shit. I care about creating. So, that's what it is to me.
So you negotiate the deal with Barstool. What was the nature of that relationship, at least in that initial stage?
Erica and Dave was amazing. Like, she didn't even play. We met them once, man, before we left the office, it was a deal in the email. Like, Erica wasn't playing. She was not playing. Shout out to Erica. She over there, the CEO of Food 52 now. Dave walked in there. He came from somewhere, had a suit on. He's like, let's figure it out. Let's get it done. Dave just didn't Dave was like, give them what they want. So she sent the deal. We waited a couple weeks. We ain't really. Then she's like, I got to come down there. We got to get this figured out. She came to Philly, met at 30th Street Station. We went to Devon's. And in 2 minutes, the deal was done.
Really?
Barstool was not playing no games. They said, we're going to sock it to your pocket like a rocket. And we're going to decorate the interiors of your bank account. What's up? This is what we want to do. We want to partner up. We want to do exclusive licensing deal. You know what I mean? They already know we keeping everything. You own all your stuff. And we just going to partner up. We just going to do a licensing deal. And that's all it was about.
So once $1 million worth of game gets rocking and you guys take it to the next level with Barstool, you have to start building, I imagine, a team around yourself to sort of fortify what you're doing and things start to grow. What are the qualities and the things that you start looking for in the people that you want to,
I look for people that's smarter than me and things I don't know. And you don't need 15 people. If you get you a good 3 people and outsource everything, you win. That's how this business thing is. Business is about having a good lawyer, having a good accountant, having a good chief of staff, CEO, whatever, having a good executive assistant, having a good videographer, having a good graphic person. Like, that's the new team these days.
How do you think about time management, given that you have all these different responsibilities and all these different companies that you're running?
Let me explain something to you. One thing about me is this. I got so much time on my hands and I love it because I delegate things. I get my good rest, I get them good massages, and I chill. That's the whole point of life with me. I want to chill. I don't overwork myself. No, I don't do that. I'm not gonna be like these dudes. I got 5 years left. I'm stopping when I'm 50. I'm never doing nothing else. I might help people. I had companies that I'm consulting. You know what I mean? I'm exiting about it. Big exit. So I'm just right now, and then all I'm gonna do is just travel the world, lay on beaches and, you know what I mean, try surfing and stuff like that.
For now, what part of all the stuff that you're doing is the most satisfying?
Seeing my grandma smile. Seeing my grandma see that I did right for the first time in her life. She's 90 now. That was everything to me. Because when I used to be talking to Nanny's like, I don't know if I'm going to still be here when you get home, boy. She thought she'd be dead by it. And I made it. And for her to see me do everything I'm doing is everything to me. I never gave up because I knew tomorrow was going to be better than yesterday. See, I'm one of the people that look like, man, I look at life and I see things, I'm like, my turn got to be coming. It got to be coming. I can't keep taking his ass whooping like this because I know one thing, God going to test you, then he going to bless you. That's how I look at life. I'm like, nah. And I think everybody got a dark part in their life and everybody got the light part in their life where things change for them. You don't know when it's coming, though. It might get dark for you in your 50s. You know what I mean? It might get dark for you in your 20s. It might get dark as a teenager, but the light might come and it might stay there because you might connect with a different energy that you ain't know you had when that light come out. You're like, oh shit, the light out? Let me keep this light. So you might keep going and going and going and being disciplined and just taking it to another level.
You know, you're released in 2017. Everything starts moving for you with incredible velocity, 2018, 2019. And then in 2020, the entire world comes to a halt and we go into lockdowns. What was that experience like, coming out of prison and then going directly into that at the height of everything clicking?
Man, I was outside every day. I ain't never missed a day outside. But I ain't care about it anyway because I'm like, this ain't no lockdown. This is like, I'm running around every day. I still was out. I never went in. I caught Corona like about 4 times. You know what's crazy? I had it one time and I ain't know, and I was doing interviews. I think I was down in Atlanta because Atlanta was wide open. And I think I gave it to like G Herbo, a couple people I gave it to because we was interviewing them and shit.
Did the pandemic give you any sort of trepidation, or did it feel at all like what you were building was wobbly because of?
No, we kept going.
Okay.
That's when we really turned it up. That's when $1 Million Every Game kept going up. You got to think about it. 19 is when we started. So when we came into 2020, that's when we started getting guests. When everybody was in the house, we were still running around filming. We was with Snoop over there at the compound. We was running around filming. Everybody, we was giving them content. Everybody was in the house, so we was servicing them.
You know, in the last few weeks, with Young Thug coming out and Lil Durk going in, there's been a lot of conversation online about the sort of sit-downs that you had with both of those gentlemen. Given these sort of turn of events, like, how do you think about those moments and, you know, what you were trying to achieve with them and how you feel about that now?
You know, I just think I had to realize that we live in a time where everybody is trying to be young like the youngins. And what happened is nobody is telling them the real. I always feel as though it's my responsibility by knowing and going through that process. I gotta tell them because everybody that pulls to tell them won't because they want to be down. I don't want to be down. I don't want to party with you. I just want to tell you the truth while I'm here. So I just take the time out to share with them because I know what they're up against. And I know that money can't save you a lot of times.
Is it frustrating to put yourself out there like that and to share that and then still watch what has happened happen?
No, it's not frustrating. It's sad about what happened to them because, you know, you want everybody to
course.
come up out of situations. But the part that's not frustrating is that how many people did it help that's seeing that? The invisible. See, I'm chasing the invisible numbers that we don't know. I'm chasing the people that, when I was in the airport, they was like, man, I was doing, my brother got killed, man, I seen you. Man, I let it, man, you helped me let it go. I'm taking care of his kids. I'm chasing the invisible. And as long as I'm doing that, I'm gonna be all right. I feel as though it's the visible is winning, that people is listening.
This year, you wrote a memoir, autobiography, which was a New York Times bestseller. Congratulations on that. If there is one thing that you hope that the audience takes away from reading that book, what is it?
I just wanted you to see the losses that I had in my life. That book is filled with a bunch of losses, but it just showed you that I never gave up. Our lives are similar in some type of way. If you lost, you ain't get what you want to get in life, don't give up. That's all I want you to take away is I didn't give up. But majority of the book is me losing. I just didn't give up. And I want you to take that. When you walk away, take that part of it out of everything.